Second and a third. I think it's great for Andrew Balding. Improver stepped up in trip.
Yeah, certainly is. My mate Chris, who was in prolific form over shorter distances early part of the season and was beaten by Anglophile during that prolific run, but he's gained timely revenge here in the hands of David Probert to take the finale and to be crowned the marathon champion. My mate Chris then takes the final race, the 5:45. Let's get the views of Sean and Jamie back in the studio.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Certainly he appears to have improved, doesn't he, for the step up to 2 miles. My mate Chris, he gets the better of Anglophile. If you backed it with Coral, you've got a chance of getting some of your stake back, I think, haven't you, on their concession, because it's a narrow defeat for the 9-4 favourite. Hidden Gold back in third at 5-2, but 8-1, the SP the winner. My mate Chris, has he improved a ton, or did we see actually, Jamie, a slightly muddling race in the end and a bit of a scramble in the closing stage? Didn't look to be a whole lot of pace on early.
Just interesting, look at that photo. December the 20th, Anglophile beat My Mate Chris by a short head.
Yep.
And the tables have been reversed on this big day. And you're right to say that it was a muddling race, it was a steady gallop, it tested finishing speed more than stamina. And My Mate Chris was a horse who was going up in trip, and that background over shorter has certainly helped. And we talk about sires, we've seen some big sires having winners on this high-profile meeting. Invincible Spirit, Dubawi, Shamadal, the usual suspects. And therefore, Sean, it's quite fitting that High Chaparral, a horse who had plenty of stamina and passes on plenty of stamina, has had a winner here in the marathon with My Mate Chris, who, yes, the finishing speed helped, but has clearly relished 2 miles as well. Hidden Gold, White Cap, who was one of the favourites with the Godolphin pair, just a bit too far back there for a horse who's already proven over 2 miles. Meanwhile, up front, John Reel is going for home in that usual honest style. Anglophile looks like he's going to pick them off, and then bursting through in the maroon, My Mate Chris. Look to the left in that White Cap, Hidden Gold, just a bit too much to do as she runs on. Puts another really solid performance in, but My Mate Chris, thinking back to the 20th of December, was beaten the short head that day, has prevailed by a short head from his old rival on this main day.
Yeah, just holds on under David Probert's drive. Did show perhaps the turn of foot to go through that gap and just gets first run on Anglophile, and obviously on Hidden Gold, who comes from a long way off, and they're closing him all the way to the line.
Yeah, and they're quite widths apart on that shot that we see them, so Anglophile is reacting by the end, but it's just too late by then. And I suppose, Sean, what highlighted the steady gallop was the fact that there were so many in contention on the home turn, wasn't it? This was a 2 mile race. Normally they are thinned out by this stage, but there was plenty in with a chance that reflected the steady pace. And what you need when you get a steady pace, even in a 2 mile event, is a touch of finishing speed. And My Mate Chris, because of that background over shorter, has had a touch more than many of his rivals, including Old for Anglophile.
Yes, he's rated about £10, I think, inferior to the runner-up on official ratings. That might be very different now, but David Probert deserves some plaudits there, because his decisive move has won the last at Lingfield.
My Mate Chris has got up to win the marathon. David Probert, the man on board. And David, just talk us through your run through the field.
Yeah, he's always been in a good rhythm throughout the race. I think the main thing was he's just have to get him relaxed and in a good rhythm, which he has done, and stepping up today in trip, which was a big question mark, but he's relished it and he stayed really well.
And he's been in really good form over a mile and a half. He's been finishing his races off strongly. Did that give you encouragement that he would get the extra half mile?
Yeah, definitely. He's been improving all winter. They say he's come into himself really well recently, and he's been really well back home. And he was coming in good order anyway.
You say he's had a great winter. He's been one of the success stories of the winter, really winning at off marks in the 60s at Kempton back in September. Did you ever think he'd be standing here on the championship day with a win on the board?
No, well, I think Andrew has a lot to do. He's been very good with him. Bringing him back. He's obviously had a few minor issues earlier on, which have been ironed out, and I think he's worked him up through the ranks for him to run here, and obviously stepping up in trip, he's done it well.
And is he the sort of horse who could transfer that improvement back onto the grass this summer?
Yeah, I wouldn't see why not.
And for you to be standing here today, how special is that?
Oh yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, it's a great day, and obviously it's just unbelievable to get a winner.
Many congratulations, well done.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Cheers.